Seduction is often misunderstood. People think it's about romance, flirting, or manipulation. But in truth, seduction is influence, the ability to make people want to be near you, listen to you, follow you, or trust you. It's about creating a magnetic pull. And that pull doesn't come from looks or charm alone. It comes from understanding human nature, from knowing what people desire, what they fear, and how they want to be seen. The most charismatic people are not the loudest or the most beautiful. They are the most attuned to emotions, to timing, to presence. In every interaction, there is an invisible game being played. Whether you're presenting in a meeting, pitching an idea, or meeting someone for the first time, you're either drawing people in or pushing them away. Seduction, in its purest form, is the art of making others feel seen, heard, and fascinated. It's about presence that doesn't try too hard. It's about curiosity that's genuine. And most importantly, it's about control, not over others, but over yourself. When you walk into a room with quiet confidence, when you listen more than you speak, when you're unpredictable but consistent in your energy, people notice. True seduction is never desperate. It doesn't chase, it attracts. It doesn't overwhelm, it invites. You don't have to manipulate or pretend. You simply have to understand. Attention is currency, and you earn it by creating emotional resonance. Be intriguing, not overwhelming. Be mysterious, not confusing. Be thoughtful, not reactive. People don't remember facts. They remember how you made them feel. And the person who masters this, who knows how to light a spark in others, even in silence, becomes unforgettable. Not just in love, but in leadership, friendship, and life. Confidence is not about being loud. It's not the raised voice in a room, the firm handshake, or the flashy display of achievements. Real confidence whispers. It's subtle, grounded, and doesn't need to prove anything. True self-assurance is rooted in knowing who you are, what you stand for, and what you're not willing to compromise. It's not about dominating a space, but about being so aligned with yourself that nothing in that space can shake you. People can feel that kind of presence. It doesn't demand respect. It invites it. But authentic confidence requires a brutal kind of honesty. You have to strip away the layers of borrowed opinions, inherited fears, and social expectations. You have to ask, what part of my identity is truly mine? Because so much of our confidence is performative, built on applause, validation, and external metrics. That's why it collapses the moment criticism appears. But when your confidence is built from the inside out, from experiences, reflection, and resilience, no praise can inflate you, and no insult can deflate you. You remain centered, like a mountain in the storm. Understanding your environment also plays a key role. Confidence is not arrogance. It's awareness. You study the room. You read the energy. You listen before you speak. You don't need to overpower people to be heard. Your grounded presence speaks louder than any monologue. Confidence is not walking into a room thinking you're better than everyone else. It's walking in without the need to compare at all. Because you've done the inner work. You've faced your shadows. And you know that no matter what happens around you, who you are remains intact, unshaken, unmoved, undeniable. Power is not always loud. It's not always found in titles or positions. True power often operates in silence, in influence, in presence, in the ability to shift the mood of a room without saying a word. It's easy to assume power belongs to those who command attention, who dominate conversations, who seem to lead. But real power lies in control, not over others, but over the self. The one who stays calm when others panic, who responds instead of reacts, who doesn't need to win every argument. That person holds the deepest power. Every relationship, personal, professional, social, contains a current of power running through it. Sometimes it's obvious. Most of the time, it's unspoken. The key is not to fear power, but to understand how it flows. It can uplift, manipulate, inspire, or destroy, depending on who wields it and why. When you understand power, you stop being controlled by it. You stop overcompensating, stop playing games. Instead, you begin to move with precision. You know when to lead, when to step back, and when to simply observe. That's strategy, not submission. But managing power ethically requires something even deeper: clarity of intention. Why do you seek influence? to serve or to dominate, to uplift or to feed ego. True power doesn't seek control for the sake of control. It seeks understanding. The most effective leaders don't impose authority. They inspire trust. They know that power, when not guided by empathy and self-awareness, will eventually collapse on itself. So they choose differently. They use power like a sculptor uses a chisel, carefully, deliberately, with vision. Because they understand. The goal isn't to control people, but to awaken them. You can't master others if you haven't first mastered yourself. Self-awareness is not a luxury, it's survival. It's the ability to observe your thoughts without becoming them, to question your reactions before they explode into consequences. It's looking into the mirror, not to adjust your appearance, but to understand your patterns, your wounds, your triggers. The truly powerful person is not the one who hides their flaws, but the one who has befriended them. Because only then can you step into a room without the need to perform. You know who you are, and you no longer need others to confirm it. Empathy is the twin flame of awareness. It's not weakness. It's not softness. It's intelligence. It's strategy. It's the quiet strength of being able to feel what others feel, without losing yourself in the process. When you're empathetic, you don't just hear what people say, you hear what they mean. You sense what's unsaid. And that makes you 10 steps ahead in any situation. Whether you're managing a team, comforting a friend, or navigating conflict, empathy gives you leverage that force never could, because people don't follow the strongest voice. They follow the one that understands them. In the end, self-awareness and empathy are what keep your power human. They keep your confidence real. They turn seduction into connection. When you're aware of your own emotional landscape, you don't project it onto others. When you understand how others feel, you don't manipulate. You meet them where they are. That's not just influence, that's transformation. And in a world addicted to control and noise, your ability to lead with calm, clarity, and care, that's the real revolution. In the end, it all comes down to this. The most powerful people are not those who control others, but those who understand them. They don't impose themselves. They create an environment where others can grow, can feel seen, can be empowered. Influence isn't about overpowering the crowd. It's about knowing how to be a calm center in the chaos. It's about making others feel like they matter, and in turn, making them want to follow, trust, and align with your vision. Building authentic charisma, mastering power, and cultivating true confidence. None of this is about domination. It's about connection. The greatest leaders aren't the loudest, the richest, or the most feared. They are the ones who understand the subtle art of making people feel heard, understood, and important. They lead not through force, but through empathy. And through self-awareness, they guide themselves and others to places of deep trust and mutual respect. So, as you move through life, whether in personal relationships, in your career, or in your quest for success, remember this: power, influence, and attraction are not things to chase. They are qualities to cultivate. They are about becoming the kind of person who attracts the right energy, who leads with authenticity, and who never forgets the value of human connection. Master yourself, understand others, and lead with care, because that is the true essence of influence.